Instagram. Go ahead. Do your thing. All right. It may or may not be on Instagram. We'll see.
It looks live.
It does look live.
Yeah.
Welcome, everyone. I'm here with my wonderful friend, Michael Ocher. Thank you for joining me for this conversation.
Thank you.
Thank you. So I called this Conversations That Change Everything because I have been so fortunate to have many conversations, whether it's like with a good friend of mine or even with my kids, that just kind of like change my whole perspective. They can change my world. And you're the kind of person I think that would be fun to have conversations with.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. That's so nice.
So can you share with me, like, what is your take on conscious conversations and the difference kind of between just having a chat with someone, like that surface stuff, or like having a really conscious conversation?
You know what just came to me is recently I was going through something and something uncomfortable, unpleasant, something I didn't enjoy. And it took me a while because it's, vulnerability is a trait you always work on, right? And eventually I started talking about it with my wife. And it took a while. It took like the first when it just kind of arrived into my world, it was very unpleasant, very uncomfortable. I don't even remember exactly. Maybe the details will come, but I don't remember what it was. But it was something that I didn't like. And then I remember thinking in my head, you know what? I'm just gonna have a conversation about it. I'm just gonna talk about it. I'm just gonna let it out. And the moment I started to talk about it, the moment I started to express, share, be vulnerable, it completely started to transform.
Wow.
It went from something like this huge wall in front of me that I have no idea how to move or do anything with, and all of a sudden it became something much more transmutable, something that I can really, work and change. And obviously it's nice to have conversations with people who have like the ability to give you space, right? To hear you, to be on the same level, not to, maybe interrupt or project or give you like their point of view and just like kind of like start pushing stuff on you, but give you that space just to be vulnerable and just to be open and just to be received. And the moment it happened, the entire situation completely changed. It was like such a magical experience. It was all of a sudden, I didn't have this sense of that I'm alone, that it's all just me. I have to go through it on my own and by myself. And it became something much more warmer and changeable instantaneously, right? So having people and having people that you can have conversations with consciousness, that have consciousness, that have, an ability to hear you, to receive you, and just to be there for you, not as like a preacher and tell you, oh, well, this is so and so, but actually just to like literally really receive you, just give you that space to be open, to be vulnerable, and to express what's happening inside. And it was such a beautiful experience. And also, I can share with, when I meet with people who are kind of my like clients and friends, the moment you start talking about something with someone who has consciousness, it instantaneously changes. Like the whole thing just becomes so much lighter, so much more fun, so much more dynamic, so much more less significant, and just so much lighter,
So I mean,
So
think of, how they say in science, that I might be butchering this, but like if you observe a particle, it starts to change.
yes, wow,
Yeah.
totally, yeah,
Yeah. So it's like two conscious people observing a whatever it is, it just starts to change. Like you said, it just
yeah,
starts to have more space, even if you don't have an answer or a solution, it just starts to like become more malleable, and you can have different awarenesses about it.
totally, completely changeable. And just you're saying this, and it's like the solidity of it disappears.
Yeah.
Like when we think that problems in front of us are like real and solid, it becomes something real and solid. But when two people look at it and they look at that particle and say that it's not, it becomes something much lighter.
Yes. That's so beautiful. And I love how you actually even brought up you you can't have these conversations with everyone.
Yeah.
Like I think I used to try and have these like deep conversations with people that were not deep people or not willing to go there and be that vulnerable. And then I always would either feel like a lack in the conversation or what did I do wrong? And until I started to really engage with access consciousness people, I didn't have a lot of those deep like conscious conversations. So do you find it easy to have surface conversations?
So I'm a Gemini, so so I can talk. I can have conversations and just talk,
Yeah.
but I don't find it that easy to have small talk.
Yeah.
Like small talk, I enjoy it sometimes also, but I'm not, also I come from a culture, in Russia and in Soviet Union. It wasn't a culture of like you meet a stranger on the street and you just start open a conversation, like New York, for example, where I lived for a long time. And it's just like everyone is just, you meet someone in the subway and they're just throwing everything at you of their whole life, right?
That must have been a culture shock. You're like,
Totally. It's like, what's happening?
I grew up in Canada, so that's pretty normal to me.
Yeah.
But yeah,
It's like it's normal to have an open conversation with a stranger.
absolutely. Yeah.
Really, yeah. And no, that is not. No, Russians they're like, they're extremely rough on the outside. Once you get to know them,
Mm.
oh, that's it. Like the warmest, the most welcoming people.
Aw.
But small talk does not exist. It's like, what's the point here?
What-
What do you need?
Yeah. So we both were a part of something called Conversations in Consciousness with Gary
Yes.
Gillis. He facilitates this membership. And tell me about, because I've had, oh my gosh, the conversations in that particular series, I want to call it series, membership, whatever, have just been life changing for me. I'd love to hear, like, how has it impacted your life?
Wow. It's first of all, it's just an incredible program. It's really, I agree with you. It's just phenomenal because first of all, just to give Gary credit, he's an incredible individual. He's just a phenomenal person who has so much insight, wisdom, awareness, consciousness, and such. He's really not like teaching, but he's being something. So once I took some classes with him, I just saw the value of being, in a conversation with him, and the awareness that he can bring to your question can be completely life changing. Like you said, like changing that particle, you bring something up to him and he is able to completely spin it in a different direction that you had no idea that possibility exists. So it's really a conversation with opening possibilities to doors that you didn't even know existed. And I'm so grateful, like you, for that program. It is completely life changing. I can't get enough of it, and it's just phenomenal. Like just having this space, this incredible, really incredible human being, like phenomenal individual, who developed and created with Dane, of course, with this access consciousness, right? And like to be able to just have a conversation with him, and even if you get like 10 or 15 minutes of a conversation about something that you don't have clarity on, it will completely change everything for you. And I can't recall like a specific one. Actually, I can. One very specific one. But I have to say, I always, what I realized after I started coming to Access, I'm like, oh, the whole point of here is like asking questions.
Yeah.
This is not like a class you come to and like a biology lecture and you're going to hear
Thank God.
right? How does the mitochondria work? No, this is not that. And when I realized that it's all about questions, I'm like, oh, every time I get a ping of a question, if I do ask it, I basically can have my life changed.
Yeah. Whew.
And that was like a priceless gift. I'm like, oh my God, like I want as much of that as possible, right? I want everything. So I actually committed. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna commit. Obviously, you can't force it. Sometimes you don't have a question, right?
Yeah.
But I kind of told myself, you know what? We are asking a question. I started a notepad in my phone. I'm like, every time I have a question that I would love to have more awareness on, I'm jotting it there and I'm presenting it in any of the conversations that I have
Cool.
with Gary. Yeah. But the biggest one I'll share with you, since it's my moment to share.
Yeah.
Yeah, is there was something I was going through where I was asking Gary, um, about a situation in my life, and it was so amazing how I saw that he was directing me to a space where he was asking me, I need to choose and I need to find out what's true for me.
Mm.
And that was probably one of the most beautiful, life-changing conversations so far that I had, that really sticks out, where it wasn't a teaching where he was like, well, Michael, you should do X, Y, and Z, and that's a smart choice, and that's that, and that's this, right? What you usually would get from a coach or a facilitator or a teacher, you would get an answer, right? And when he was so, and I had this sense that I was like, wow, he's really giving me that space. He's really showing me it's me who needs to choose. It's
Mm.
me who needs to ask the question. It's me who needs to see what is true for me. And it cannot come from anyone, really. It can come from my friend. It can come from my teacher, partner, anyone. It needs to be me. And that was really powerful. That was just, I don't remember having such an incredible space of being honored that I actually know, it's me who knows. I need to choose. I need to choose what's true for me. Even though I knew what, I kind of had a presumption. I don't know what he was thinking, but I had a presumption of what he thought was right.
Yeah.
And I'm sure he did. But he was not letting that happen. He was fully allowing me to, guiding me to ask what's true for me.
Wow.
Yeah,
That is so empowering.
very,
Yeah.
very.
Beautiful.
What's interesting is, just not to take it away from that, but in the beginning it was a little bit, it was a little bit harder for me to receive that, because I'm like, no, I need an answer,
Yeah.
right? Like what you're saying, that we want to empower ourselves and other people. That's not like common language.
Yeah.
It's mostly like, I know the answer and here it is, and this is
Yeah.
the truth. So it's
Yeah.
very true. It's very empowering.
So empowering. It's so unique.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for having this conversation with me.
Thank you, Casey. I'm so grateful. Appreciate you. If anyone's interested, don't join the program, because you're gonna get way too much out of it.
Yeah.
And
Face
take time away from us.
to face. Yes. But if you do want to do it, even though we said you shouldn't, there is a link in the description so you could check it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it open for everyone, or?
It's the prerequisite is a choice for possibilities class
Oh,
or
got
choice
it.
of
Okay, that's
possibilities.
nice. Yeah, because it wasn't before, by the way. So whoever's listening, I
Mhm.
think before it used to be only for facilitators. So the fact that it's open for anyone who took CFP or COP, it's really a big gift.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you again.
Thank you so much. Thank
Thanks
you.
everyone
Thank you.
for
Appreciate you. Bye.
joining.